Good evening, everyone. You sent in your questions, and our local leaders answered them.
Rochester Mayor Lovely Warren, Monroe County Executive Adam Bello, and Congressman Joe Morelli and Tom Reed were at News 8 for a town hall tonight to answer your questions about the pandemic. Jack Watson reports.
Our political leaders heard more of your questions tonight as our area continues to brace for unprecedented health and financial consequences. The town hall began with the topic on everyone's mind, reopening, and what we need to do to get there. We've met most requirements, but County Executive Bello saying we still need more contact tracers and more tests done before we can start.
We need to move up to about 740 people per day. Right now, we're testing just over 600. So we're not quite meeting the threshold, but we do have the capacity to do so.
In the southern part of our area, Congressman Tom Reed saying he'd be open to expanding food stamp benefits as families deal with the pandemic. And if you still haven't seen a stimulus check yet, it could be because you don't have direct deposit.
And with the limitation in the logistics of about 5 to 7 million checks a week that they can physically process through the government operations, that may be why the delay is occurring with you.
Congressman Joe Morelli says you won't need to reapply for extended unemployment. He also clarified what the Paycheck Protection Program does for a small business's overhead and payroll.
If they start the beginning of the loan period and end it with the same head count, that loan is 100% forgivable. So we think that's really a good way to keep those businesses from having significant secondary interruptions when they reopen, not having to rehire people and putting teams back together.
Meanwhile, the city announced furloughs and other cost-cutting measures this week in light of COVID-19, and Rochester Mayor Lovely Warren says if cities don't get federal funding, more cuts could be on the way.
I fear that unless we receive the support from the federal government, that we will be forced to make more drastic cuts to our budgets in the coming weeks and months.
Congressman Morelli says he wants a bill that could send about $25 billion more to the state to close revenue gaps and to give more money to smaller communities. Now, if you missed it tonight, you can watch the full town hall on our website, rochesterfirst.com. From our mobile studio, Jack Watson, News.